God damn, these fucking things are piling up. People just keep sending them to me. I keep making them, scheduling them. The guy who made this one is on my ass to fucking make it. Look, man, I did a lot of these just on day one, alright? I had to stagger these releases so that people are not flooded with 7 hours of this in a day, because then nobody will watch it. But this is the Shaft tier list. Right off, I have a huge problem with this, because we've got God tier through shit tier and haven't seen, but there's also a special Monogatari tier at the very top. I don't think Monogatari is even my favorite Shaft series, so we're just going to go ahead and delete this row and do this properly. Okay, so this first one, I can't remember the name of this. I think it might be Kate ni Kaizo. Is that what this is called? This is from the creator of Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei. It was his manga beforehand. They did an OVA of it. I only saw the first episode. I wasn't really feeling it, but that was a long time ago. I'm going to mark it as haven't seen. I never watched their version of Negima, so not even going to bother with that. Hidamari's sketch is God tier, as I already established in the Cute Girls Doing Cute Things video. It's one of the best in the genre. Just great characters, great aesthetic, great music. Everything about it is just extremely fucking pleasant to watch. Nisekoi, I dropped halfway through the first episode. I guess I don't want to really make any assumptions of it, but I'm pretty sure it's shit tier, but whatever. Mikaku City Actors, I made it halfway through. It was fine. Just, nothing really jumped out at me. I found it kind of annoying. It didn't really resonate with anything in it. I thought it was neat, but ultimately I think I can comfortably put it in low tier. Kokufuku Graffiti, I would put in high tier. I like that show. I episodically blogged a few episodes of it on Digi Does Anime, the Digi Eat-Along Food Diary or whatever it was called. It's just a really solid food show, and I'm big into food, as you may know. Okay, so I think the Monogataris here are all broken up into different seasons, right? So I think this is Koyomi Monogatari, which I have not seen. So that's going in my haven't seen pile. Okay, this is the Kubikiri cycle. I watched the first episode of this. I wasn't really vibing with it that strongly. I had already read the light novel, and I felt like the anime just wasn't giving me kind of what I would have wanted out of that. The visuals were a little bit ridiculous. Not that they aren't always, but I don't know about this one. I'm gonna have to mark it as haven't seen, I guess, because I haven't seen that much of it. Tsukuyomi Moon Phase. I feel bad because I really want to like this show a lot. I fucking adore the animation direction of this show. The characters' facial expressions are always amazing. Just the way that characters are animated is great. I love the visual aesthetic. It's, classic Shinbo, but just the writing is god-awful for most of it. Anytime it tries to be serious, it is incredibly boring, so I'm definitely putting it in low tier. He Is My Master, which was a co-production with Gainax, I have not really seen, so I'm putting that in haven't seen. Penny Pony Dash, I'm putting in high tier. I think it's pretty fucking fun and pretty fucking funny. There's lots of crazy fucking gags, and I'll be honest, I didn't get a lot of it. It's definitely hit or miss for me. And I haven't seen this in over 10 years, so it's possible I would even put it in top tier if I watched it today. There might be more that I get than I did before. But it has some pretty memorable stuff in it, so it's worth putting that high up. Maria Holic, I think I've only seen the first couple episodes of this. I hadn't really been into it. I didn't really resonate with the comedy. This is another one. I mean, I guess with every Shaft show, you're going to hear me say, I want to like it, because I always want to like these shows because the aesthetic is so my thing and it's so powerful. But, I mean, it always comes down to the writing at the end of the day. And this show wasn't really doing it for me. I think it's fair to mark it as haven't seen since I only watched a couple episodes in 2008. And that's the other thing, is that a lot of these I want to rewatch. Like, for instance, Natsuno Arashi, I only watched this, I think I had dropped it halfway through the first episode when it came out. Years later, I gave it another shot. I watched 2 or 3 episodes, and I was enjoying it. I would definitely like to finish this show. I haven't seen much of it, so I can't really rank it, but I do want to finish it. And something about Shaft shows, I always put them on hold for a long ass time. Like, if I end up finishing them, it's always like at least a year after I started. It's just something about the way these shows are. They're not like easy to marathon. They tend to be shows that work better, watching it in spurts, or like when you're in the mood for that kind of aesthetic. But maybe part of it is like not wanting to run out, like this feeling of, oh shit, if I marathon them all, will I have any left? Popotan, I didn't even know this was done by Shaft. I know this is probably before the Shinbo era. I don't know if they just co-produced it with someone else. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it, though. Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei. I think this is just the whole thing, right? Like, it seems like the only show that's broken up into seasons is Monogatari. Everything else just seems to be one guy. So yeah, Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei, I'm going to put in the top tier. And even though I do think, not unlike Penny Pony, it is somewhat hit or miss. There are episodes I don't think are funny. I've always struggled with how I rate this series, because even if it's not funny all of the time, when it's just like right in the bullseye for me. Like, I love the general feeling of the show. I love the style of comedy. I love the exact brand of cynicism it has, just how dark it is, how confrontational it kind of is, and Itoshiki is just a fucking legendary main character. So, I definitely put him above Becky from Panty Pony. Rec, I haven't seen this in a goddamn eternity, but I do remember enjoying it quite a bit. I think I'd probably put it in mid-tier for now. It could be high tier. I need a rewatch. Arakawa Under the Bridge, I would put in mid-tier. It is a fun show. And by the way, on a chart like this, I'm not considering mid-tier to be like a negative score. It's mid-tier. Anything below mid-tier, I would consider like below a 6. But anything above, I think is pretty good. I don't know. Arakawa Under the Bridge could even be high tier. It's hard for me to say, because again, a lot of these shows I watched a fucking long time ago, but I did watch both seasons of Arakawa. I thought it was funny a lot of the time. It's not the most like impressive aesthetic in the Shaft shows. Like, I think their earlier shows were more inventive than a lot of what came later, but it's still pretty cool. This one, And Yet the Town Moves, I can't remember the Japanese title. This is another one that I had initially dropped, came back years later, watched like 5 episodes, really enjoyed it, still haven't finished it. I'm probably going to put this one in mid to high tier. I remember I was enjoying it quite a bit when I was trying to watch it again, but just never finished. Madoka Magica is going in top tier. Really fucking solid show, obviously hyper memorable, very influential on the current decade of anime. And, you've heard about it. I'm sure you've fucking seen it. You don't need me to explain. Denpa Onna I dropped after the first episode, and that was a long time ago. I'm just gonna mark it as haven't seen. Which fucking Monogatari is this? I'm not even sure which one this is. I'm gonna say I probably haven't seen it since I can't recognize the picture. Hana Monogatari, I think I would put this in mid-tier. It's a pretty good Monogatari. I like that it focuses on Kanbaru, but it is a lot of just back and forth talking, and I really don't like Nisiyoi scene when the characters are just kind of rattling off their bizarre ideals at length, which the rival girl kind of does in this show, because I just think it's almost like just thought experiment tier. Like, there's not much meaning to a lot of it. It's just kind of shit Nisiyoi scene thinks about the show at times. Sangatsu no Lion, God tier. If you haven't seen my top anime of 2018 list, you should go watch that, and I explain why. What the hell even is this one? I can't even tell. It looks like it could be another Monogatari, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I really can't tell what this one is, so I'm gonna say haven't seen. Nia Under 7 is not a Shaft show. I don't know if they did some work on it or what. I would put it in mid-tier, though. It is definitely my least favorite of the Yoshitoshi Abe character design shows, but it is still a really unique and really good time. Again, I haven't watched it in like 12 or 13 years. This looks like it might be one of the Monogatari's I haven't seen yet, so that's going in haven't seen. If not, then I don't know what it is. This, I think, is Nisei Monogatari, which I would put in the mid-tier. There's a lot that I like about it, particularly the fan service, but the actual plot I thought was a bunch of horse shit. Granted, again, it's been, since 2014 since I see that one. Madoka Magica, the third movie, Rebellion. I hate this movie. I would put it in low tier. Not even shit tier. It's not that bad because it does have incredible aesthetics, but the plot, the dialogue is infuriating. This is the Hanakawa arc, I think, the black arc. Mid tier. Actually, I would put that in low tier. I didn't really enjoy that one all that much. I haven't seen this one yet. I haven't seen this one yet. All right, the movies. I am not sure which one's which. I think this, I'm assuming that her aging marks the movies. So the first one I remember enjoying, I would probably put it in high tier. And probably the second one as well. I thought they were both pretty fucking solid. They had incredible aesthetics. I definitely loved the visuals of those movies. Haven't seen the third one yet. I'll probably have to watch all three of them back to back. I have not seen this Fate thing. Is this another Monogatari? I can't tell which one this is, so probably haven't seen it. Unless it's the original Neko Monogatari, because I don't remember if that was considered... No, that would be part of the original show, so I'm not sure what that one is. This Kino's Journey OVA, I never saw. Mahoromatic is another co-production with Gainax. I talked about it in the Gainax list. Still haven't seen enough of it to really, truly judge it. This appears to just be F, even though I would absolutely separate that into F A Tale of Memories and F A Tale of Melodies. Because I like F A Tale of Memories. I would put it in the high tier. I do not like Melodies at all. I definitely think they would deserve to be categorized as two different shows. I'm not sure if the guy who made this list has really watched much of these shows other than Monogatari, because, not to throw shade, but when people talk about how much they love Shaft, they often are just talking about how much they love Monogatari, which I, again, don't think is the most interesting thing the studio has done, even if I do like it. Bakemonogatari here, I would put in top tier. I like the original season quite a bit. I thought it was the most meaningful, the most interesting. Maybe this one was second season because it has all the girls on it. If so, we're just going to make the assumption that it is, and I'll put it in high tier because I did like second season. Just, not as much as the original. Dance in the Vampire Bund, I would put in mid tier. It has its moments. It's pretty enjoyable. I did watch the whole thing. Just haven't finished it. Sasami-san at Ganbaranai, I've only seen the first 4 episodes, but I do love them. It is, once again, a bit hit or miss, but what I've seen I enjoyed quite a bit. I would like to finish it. For now, I'm putting it in mid-tier because that's kind of where I expect it to end up. And then, what the hell is this? What even is this? Oh, wait, this is F A Tale of Melodies. Well, I take back everything I said. You did good. You did the right thing. This just was an unrecognizable thumbnail from a distance. I only made it halfway through this show, and I really didn't like it at all. So I would probably put it in low tier. I'm sure there are some shit tier Shaft shows, but I haven't seen them. I'm sure Nisekoi I'd probably put in shit tier. I only watched the first episode and I thought there was nothing good about it. But, I don't really want to put something there that I have so little exposure to and so long ago. When it comes to these Shaft shows, I have seen, I don't think any of these recently other than Sangatsu no Lion and Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei, which I rewatched somewhat recently, but everything else is I'm years out from, so who knows how my tastes changing could have shaped my decision making here. But yeah, I also felt like there were more Shaft shows than this. If this is really all of them, I'm kind of surprised. I think maybe just because I tend to think about what some of these directors have gone on and done. Maybe I was thinking that some Shin Onuma shows were mixed in there or something. It's just interesting to see them all lined up like this and be like, this wouldn't be that hard to watch all of these. And, yeah, Still though, it's also interesting that even though Shaft for a long time I did consider to be my favorite anime studio, mostly because of the involvement of Shinbo and that like their aesthetics tend to be my favorite aesthetics. Just so many of their shows have that incredible aesthetic applied to not the best script, that, you know, a lot of them just come out as mediocre products even if they look amazing. So yeah, that's that.